guys, we're back talking some more of The Boys on the channel with the 4th episode of Season 3. It just dropped on Amazon Prime Video. Those first 3 episodes that we got last week I thought were very solid episodes as we continue to search for Soldier Boy. I know a lot of people are anxiously anticipating Jensen Ackles getting a much more predominant role in the show, but we are still continuing to see more of these fun commercials with him along the way. We open up the episode with the one in this episode with Solid Gold. It was kind of like a play on Soul Train. That was a lot of fun. Now that we've introduced this temporary Compound V into the mix with Butcher using it to take on Gunpowder and brutally murdering him, you knew once the team found out it was going to be kind of a big deal. It kind of goes against a lot of what the team values are because they're trying to take out Supes, not become them. So I can definitely see why Butcher is trying his hardest to hide the fact that he's using this temporary Compound V to have superpowers. I mean, he's not doing a great job at it. We do see he seems like he's getting much more addicted to this stuff and the feeling of being a Supe as the episode progresses. The main mission that we go on in this episode with the boys as they're getting on a private jet to Moscow, since they agree to kill a target in exchange for assistance finding the weapon to kill Homelander. All of that stuff was pretty awesome. This entire section was pretty great for Kimiko as she's the one who has to infiltrate as an escort to take him out. Gotta say, she looks pretty damn good. I mean, she's cleaned up pretty good since the very beginning of the show. We've come a long way. What can I say? I love Karen Fukuhara. The actual mission itself, though, I was dying laughing when he pulls out these 7-themed sex toys, the dildos, all that stuff. Absolutely outrageous, you know, perfectly in line with the show of this caliber. As if it couldn't get any more outrageous, the fact that she stabs him through the back of the head with one of the dildos and then starts fighting people with them, I was living. It was a pretty awesome fight on its own, but the fact that we're fighting with these 7-themed dildos, I mean, what do you expect from the boys? I mean, that is hilarious. The aftermath, however, is a bit more somber because we do see Kimiko reflecting on everything that she had to do, having regrets. Of course, she did scare all of the other escorts in the room, but you could definitely tell that everything is affecting her, and I feel bad for her because she is having to do all of these terrible things, and she's not a terrible person whatsoever. And as she keeps talking to Frenchie about potentially leaving the boys and starting a whole new life together, it does make me wonder if we are going to inevitably see that. I don't want them to leave the show, or the team especially, because I like them a lot, especially together, but I mean, it seems like we're pushing towards that as the episodes progress, I imagine. As we move over to some of the stuff involving the Supes, PR relationship or not, as they established it in the last episode, I do not like Homelander and Starlight together. That needs to end as soon as possible, even after we see Homelander kind of teasing Huey about the whole situation. Homelander is just the worst. Like, you're just rooting for him to die at every point. At least Starlight is trying to put a plan in motion to gather all of these different superheroes to take on Homelander if the time comes, like Maeve, Supersonic. Not that Supersonic would probably be much help in the situation compared to everybody else, but he's on the team nevertheless. We even see A-Train try to be recruited to the team by Supersonic, which ends pretty badly. I guess that's the nice way to put it by the end of the episode. As far as this team that they're assembling, I do like Maeve a lot. I do feel bad, though, because of how down in the dumps she is about everything that she did in the past with Homelander, and just all the regrets that she's had along the way. She's come a long way since the very first season. We've seen a lot of growth of her as a character, and I've liked the evolution that we've gone on with her in Season 3. If you watched my entire review of Season 3, you would know that I'm not a big fan of either of these characters, the Deep or A-Train, so I feel like it's kind of a waste of time talking about too much about them. You know, they argue with one another, saying they have dirt on one another, but I still am not a big fan of their storylines in this season. A-Train, though, I feel like has the better of the two storylines as we do continue to further progress that storyline where he's trying to take on Blue Hawk because of the fact he's over-patrolling these black neighborhoods. We even get a parody of that infamous commercial that Kendall Jenner did with the Pepsi. That was pretty funny. Like, I don't like the storylines that much, but at least that part, that joke, that parody was great. One of the bigger revelations we saw in the earlier on episodes was the fact that Stan Edgar is actually the adoptive father of Victoria Newman. That was intriguing. I mean, they do kind of act a little bit similar, but I was not expecting that. We do see them kind of talk a little bit more in this episode about everything. Now, you know, Stan Edgar wants to take down Homelander. Pretty much everybody in the show wants to take down Homelander to some degree. But when the time comes when she has to make that press conference announcement about Homelander, she actually turns on her adoptive father, saying that Homelander is the whistleblower, and now he pretty much has the upper hand here in changing stuff around at Vought and forcing Stan Edgar out of the company, pretty much. That really disappointed me, mainly because of the fact that kind of forces Giancarlo Esposito out of the show. Not that he was a major player into the show anyways, he kind of just sporadically popped in and out, but Giancarlo Esposito is so good in the episodes that he is in of The Boys, and we don't really get a whole lot of him even in this season. Kind of a side tangent, but it is related. I thought it would be cool to mention that I met Giancarlo Esposito at AwesomeCon in DC last weekend. Absolutely amazing in person. He's just as cool, calm, and collected as you see him in this show and many others. If Stan Edgar is going to leave, at least he has some great parting words when he does inevitably talk to Homelander about everything. Some fun parting shots at him. It was just an excellent conversation all around about how eventually the world's going to realize that Homelander is pretty bad, and they're all going to turn on him. I mean, that seems almost inevitable because Homelander's a terrible person. He does put up this facade pretty much around everybody, but he is very emotionally disturbed. And we do see the cracks are starting to show as the episodes progress. We saw a lot of that in the first couple episodes, and I have a good feeling that's going to continue as we keep going forward. This alliance, if you will, between Newman and Homelander was pretty interesting. I was not expecting it, definitely, but the stuff that we get in exchange for one another, where Homelander gives her the real Compound V so she can use it to turn her daughter into a soup. Not what I was expecting. Of course, I guess it is one of those things where the soups gotta stay together, stick with their kind, but it's not a storyline I feel like is going to pop up again anytime soon, at least the stuff involving the daughter. This end portion of the episode where the team breaks into the lab, it's completely wild. It's the best part of the episode in my personal opinion. We have normal fighting. We have super-powered hamsters fighting and killing people. Butcher is using the Compound V, the temporary one, again to take on the foes and kind of save the day. What I was most shocked by was Huey teleporting and punching through a guy. He has superpowers now. He snuck away somehow and stole some of the temporary V to have his own superpowers, which I guess is teleportation. And when he teleports, he goes nude. So that's a fun development to add on to the side effects of his superpowers. I do definitely understand why Huey wants to get in on the superpower game even after Butcher denied him earlier on in the episode, because he is a lot of the time the kind of damsel in distress type, the male version, and he doesn't want to be the damsel. He wants to actually be the hero for once. We'll have to wait and see where that develops in later on episodes. We finally also crack open that thing, and it's Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy is locked in there, and it's not necessarily a warm welcome. He sits up, he has a PTSD episode, and completely blasts Kimiko into a wall. Just devastating move. I don't necessarily know the proper term for that ability. It reminds me of like the Unibeam that Iron Man uses, or even the move that the Care Bears use where they shoot hearts out of their chest. Either way, it's a pretty awesome move. It made me nervous though, because it seems like Kimiko lost her ability to heal because of this move, so that's not good. It almost seemed like it was their goal to have the most messed up way to end the episode between all that stuff with the boys team, and then we pan over to Starlight and Homelander, and we see them go up to a rooftop, and we see the dismembered body of Supersonic, like, brutalized. Finding out that A-Train did snitch on everyone about their plan to try and take out Homelander, and threatens that if they continue on doing all this stuff, that's gonna be Huey next. And that's where we end off the episode. What an absolutely twisted, diabolical way to end an episode. Homelander, I mean, he's such a great villain to hate, and you just continuously hate him more and more throughout pretty much every episode that he's in all 3 seasons, but he's getting worse and more unhinged every episode, and it is kind of fun to watch this character just unravel. Pretty good episode in my opinion. A whole lot of stuff to discuss in the comment section down below when it comes to the team, whether it be the boys in general, Soldier Boy coming more so in the next episode now that he's let free, and all the messed up stuff with Homelander. Share all your thoughts down below in the comment section. What do you think of this episode? Because part of the fun is to have a conversation with you guys in the comment section down below. Thank you guys, always check out the reviews. I really appreciate that. Make sure to like on the video. Also subscribe to the channel so you're always updated my movie reactions, unboxings, and more. But next time, I'll see you guys later.